A life is like a book. Some are shorter than others, and some have more conflicts than others. And I feel like mine just has more chapters.
I found out from the very first ultrasound that I had that something was wrong. And so as soon as she was born, they immediately did an ultrasound on her, which they really couldn't do in the womb. And that's when they found out that she had what they said was a malrotation of her inside, so everything was kind of all jumbled up. Her heart was on her right side. She had a large hole in her heart. Her stomach and intestines were not connected together, so on the second day she had surgery. She had such a big hole in her heart that they couldn't repair it. They thought that she'd be able to go home and they'd be able to repair it when she was a year old, but it was so big that they couldn't. They had to keep her in the hospital until she was big enough and strong enough to repair it. I think I was in shock for a while, for the first week. We had people all over the world praying for her. That's when she was finally over being so sick and strong enough, big enough and strong enough for the heart surgery.
Out of the other babies that were there in the NICU, I'm the only one that's survived today. I'm the only one that made it out alive. Everyone else passed away.
A lot of people thought that she wasn't going to make it, but I don't know. Something in my heart told me that she wasn't going to die. That's what a fighter she is. And I think that's why she's the person that she is today, because she has fought all the way. We took her home, I think, about a week later, about a week after the surgery. Maybe 7 days after the heart surgery, we got to bring her home. And she was just all smiles, yeah, and never stopped. That just, is like someone just sucker punched me. It's funny because you always think of pacemakers being for senior citizens, and here we had a 7-year-old that had to get a pacemaker.
I was happy. I was very happy going into surgery. I was, excited they were doing it.
We were just sharing the joy and being happy for her as she's going off, and thinking to ourselves, you have no idea.
And I remember waving to my parents, and I was like waving and smiling, and they were crying. And I said, why are they crying? I'm so happy. It hurt, when you have heart surgery, it feels like, a bunch of bricks are set on your chest. There's a lot of pressure. And I said, why does it feel like this, But I never doubted that it would make me feel better.
Here she was 7, and she should not have to be. She shouldn't have to be hurting like that. That was really hard. But we said, we're not going to let this stop us from doing the things that we like to do, and we're not going to let it define what kind of life she's going to have either.
My parents never sugarcoated it. My friends never sugarcoated it, and so I never really had anything to say, oh, I wish, I wasn't born. I wish I didn't have this. It would be nice to see how I'd look with 5 fingers on both hands, or what I would look like without scars, but it's part of me, and I can't really go back on it. They took this finger, they disconnected this finger, and they moved it down and rotated it to make me a thumb, and then they stitched it all back together.
It's fun to watch her growing up and seeing what a young woman she's turning into. She's an inspiration to me, my own daughter.
Just to know that you're an inspiration to your family, it means so much to you, and to know that they look at you, as their, to help them get through things.
I'm proud of you guys.
Everything happens for a reason, and whatever life throws at you, it makes you stronger.
I would like to say thank you, because I've always thought of the American Heart Association as being there for older people. The research that they've done has just been phenomenal in raising awareness of what's possible and what can be done.
Donating to the American Heart Association helps others share their stories. It helps me get my story along, and with donations and others donating, it goes a really long way like you wouldn't imagine. I survive for a purpose, and to just keep to show others that they can get through it as well.
The question of why did this happen doesn't fade away. It actually brings it more to light, like this is why, because it's making her the person that she is, and it's going to get her to where she's supposed to be in the world.
I feel like I just have a long book and many chapters and more to come that started out, kind of rocky, and now it's just kind of taking off, and I'm still reaching the climax and just, adding more chapters on as I go.